Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is Crystal Bodie Smith, and we're coming to you live once again. And we are so excited for another segment of Story Time. And this is going to be an extra special one. It's always special to me when I have a guest that I know personally, because I do many episodes with people that I have met online. But here's a young lady that I know. So I first want to say good evening and welcome, Miss Janice Park. How you doing today?
I am excellent, and I hope you are as well.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Super excited about what we're about to share with the people. This powerful information coming from you from a global perspective. And we want the people to definitely just get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready, have a pen and paper, and get ready to take copious notes because Miss Park is not coming to play. We're going to have some information for you, and she's definitely going to share that information. All right. And this young lady is an empowerment speaker, holistic life coach. And what she does is she speaks to groups on how to elevate their mindsets to a level beyond just the ordinary. Okay? She's taking you to the extraordinary level. All right? Do you hear what I'm saying? She's tactful about it, and she definitely knows how to make sure that you get that transformational change. She is what I call a transformational change agent. And the thing that she speaks about more than anything is, such things like mind over matter, the power of collaboration, what is your best, mentorship, all these kind of things. So we're going to get started, and we want you to know that you're listening to Storytime. So get ready to like and share this information. Miss Park, you should see this on your Facebook page, where you should be able to go on another device and be able to share this because it should be out there for your people to see as well. Okay. In the meantime, what I would love for you to do is introduce yourself to the people. Tell them who you are, where you're from, a little bit about Miss Janice Park before you became the global consultant.
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for being who you are in the earth. And because, you have totally done such wonderful work for as long as I've known you. You've always been about the community and helping others. So I just want to honor you tonight as well, and thank you for this opportunity to be on your live. I appreciate it. I really do. So a little bit about myself before. Okay. So I think we were talking earlier. I'm a product of the great state of Tennessee, and I'm the oldest of nine on my mother's side, and the second oldest of six on my father's side. And I didn't really, like a lot of us, didn't have a traditional home setting. My grandmother raised me until she went on to be with the Lord. And then one of my aunts actually continued that on until I was grown and married.
Mm,
A lot of things happen in between. Um, a lot of influences, a lot of influences. I had a lot of great mothers in my life. I had a lot of great father figures in my life as well. Of course, like a lot of people, had some bumpy roads in between, you know. But it's all about not how you start, but it's how you finish. So yeah,
wow.
yeah,
Wow. And you know what? I saw something on your website that you wrote. It says, what we do and knowing the difference is you. It's all about who we are. And so I love what you do because you are helping people not only in our zip code, but not only in our city, not only in our state, but across the globe. People are going to get this information in the UK, in Africa, all over the United States and beyond. So that is absolutely amazing. The daughter of Zion. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how you got to that point. So a little bit about your background. Family woman, you married with children. How long you been married and how many children? Let's hear about that other side of Janice.
sure. So been married 43 years.
Wow.
We have one son and six grandchildren, and it's been great. It's been great. Tears. There's been tears. There's been happiness. There's been a lot of joy, and we're still here. Um, so that's that part of me that uh, I thank God for that.
Wow. 31, no, 43 years? Did
Yes,
you say 43?
43.
Man.
Just
Wow.
celebrated
Wow.
in September.
Wow. That's amazing. So you could teach some people some things on marriage too.
Right,
Now ladies and gentlemen, she and I used to belong to the same ministry. And we came out of a ministry where they taught on marriage. It was a powerful ministry from the late great Bishop and Pastor Jonell Summerfield.
that's
Miss
right.
Parks, I have to tell you one thing for just a minute. I'm so grateful for that time in that ministry because Bishop prepared us for this thing we just came out of, which was kind of still in called the pandemic.
Right,
He prepared us for such a time that we would not be able to go to the church. When
right,
I think about the messages that man used to tell us and how he said there's going to be a famine in the land, there's going to be
right.
times when people going to try. Man, oh man, did you feel that when the pandemic came? Did you at any moment stop and say, oh my goodness, Lord, thank goodness for Dr. Summerfield and the
Oh,
messages?
wow. I mean, a little bit of history with that, even how I got introduced to Bishop and Pastor Jonell. I don't know if you know this or not, but we lived in Ohio, and the Lord has spoke to us to transfer ourselves to North Carolina.
Mm.
And initially, we were part of Bishop Mack and Brenda Timberlake's church.
Oh wow.
Okay, that's where we initially started. But because I couldn't get there on a regular basis, I inquired of the Lord, what would you have me do? Because driving from Raleigh to Creedmoor, as you know, is a little bit of a jaunt. And
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't know that Bishop Summerfield was one of his sons in the ministry. So we began to start coming to Word of God Fellowship, not knowing that. See, this is
Wow.
how God leads you when you've been led by the Spirit of God. And so that's
Yeah.
how we started to come to Word of God Fellowship and got introduced to the walking word is what I called it.
Mm, mm. And a part of what you do now with everything that you have going on is ministry, correct?
Oh yes. And that's a lead into some of the things we're going to talk about more about apostolic entrepreneurship because everything we do as people of God is a ministry, no matter what it is, no matter what it is.
Wow, I see John Hunter in the building. I see Jonica Rowland in the building. Hello to you guys. I see y'all in the building. Definitely. Welcome, welcome. And share this out because Miss Parks. Both of y'all know Miss Parks. So y'all already know she's loaded, right? Y'all already know what's getting ready to take place, right? So for those of us who already know, we know how the power is going to be unfolded tonight. So listen, let me ask you something.
Sure.
What would you like to share with the people tonight? What is it that is on your heart and your mind that you like to talk about? Because I know we could talk about entrepreneurship, we could talk about leadership, we could talk about collaborations. So where would you like to begin?
Well, first of all, the 501, you alluded to the 501c3, the DOZA Inc., Daughters of Zion Arise Inc. And just to give a little bit of background before we move forward, that was birthed out of a book I wrote, The
Uh-huh.
Daughters of Zion Arise. And the Lord spoke to me and gave me DOZA Inc., which is the acronym of Daughters of Zion Arise.
Wow.
Okay, DOZA.
Mm-hmm.
And that particular organization is a global organization. Anybody can go out on the website, DOZA Inc., it'll come right out on Google.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing a lot of awesome things internationally in Kenya and Uganda. And we've brought on a lot of different partners for our new initiative that we're going to talk a little bit about. But really, tonight, I just kind of wanted to, I think, the forecast for kingdom entrepreneurs
Mm.
in this dispensation of time. Um, I really want to get this out so people can really understand as we move into 2023.
Mhm.
I believe that going into 2023, those that really understand, what it means to be an apostolic Christian entrepreneur, the importance of building relationships. And I have a little bit. I have my notes in front of me, so I didn't want to miss anything. Uh,
Mhm.
Understand the importance of building relationships and networks internationally to compound revenue that multiplies over time is the forecast for entrepreneurship overall, regardless. Okay, because all entrepreneurs, when they operate in principles, when they catch hold of the principle, they make it work, regardless to whether they're connected to God or not.
Mhm.
But because those of us who are connected, we have
Mhm.
we can approach things from the high ground. And
Mhm.
if you ever been in the military, you always want the advantage from the high ground
Mhm.
because you can see the enemy afar off, and you've got the advantage. Okay, well we can go into that a lot, but what I'm saying is this is a season of quantum leaps within the body of Christ. And anyone that grabs hold of these principles that cause multiplication will
Mhm.
expand in many areas of business. So, just talking about being a kingdom entrepreneur, there's so many facets of that, so many spheres of influence for that. And I do have a lot of things to say about key points. Uh, Kingdom entrepreneur is an individual who understands God's commands and with the leadership model as presented by God in the Gospels, tends to run a business venture for social welfare. And just like you, Crystal, you have always been someone who always had a humanitarian perspective. And this is what a kingdom entrepreneur is all about. They're all about doing for others. Such an individual is more concerned about collective growth than individual growth, right? Uh, the chief ambition of a kingdom entrepreneur is to create a legacy of his own on the basis of their professional diligence. A
Now
kingdom,
let me.
yeah, go
Now
ahead.
I want to ask you a question right there, if I may, because
Of
when you
course,
talk about kingdom, it makes me think about people being kingdom minded, and I
yes,
know that when you talk about being kingdom minded, it brings me back to Matthew 6:33, where it talks about seek ye first the kingdom of God and all His righteousness, and so let's talk about that kingdom mindedness and where that comes into play with what you're talking about.
yes. So, kingdom, when we talk about that, if you really understand and you study it out according to the Word of God, being part of the kingdom of God is a governmental um, appropriation, right? Because we govern and we don't and we have dominion in a governmental aspect of the kingdom. God set this up so that we can govern. In anything that we do, we're supposed to dominate.
Right,
We're supposed
right.
to dominate. I don't care if it's in music, if it's in journalism, if it's in media, I don't care what it is. We have those attributes that we're supposed to dominate. So when you talk about kingdom, that's what that's all about, and being able to understand it. And that's also, and I think I really appreciate you asking me that question because that's a lead in to a program that we have initiated as a partnership with J Parks Consultant Business Solutions, Doza Inc. and J Parks. Doza Inc. is a nonprofit. J Parks is a for-profit, and we're bringing in other kingdom business orientated entities, church organizations, individual business owners, and we don't want to leave out the Gen Z and the millennials.
Okay.
Okay, for Frontline Leadership International.
So let's
And
talk about that frontline leadership. How can someone partner with you if they would like to get involved with that frontline leadership?
sure, so they can go out on Facebook or Instagram and inbox me at Apostolic Entrepreneur. Out on Facebook, there's a kingdom group, a private group that we have. They can ask to join. There are specific questions that they answer. I'm out on WhatsApp. uh, you know, uh, uh, they can find me on WhatsApp, Janice Parks, Doza Inc. You can on WhatsApp, of course, a lot of people, everybody uses WhatsApp now, internationally
Hmm.
and nationally. But I'm very easy to find. They can go out on the Doza Inc. website and inbox me. They can send me, we're actually going to be having a session, our second session this Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We are currently recruiting for people to come on board. We have people from Kenya, Uganda, the United States, Tanzania, Rwanda, Zambia. And what we're doing, we're partnering with leadership.
Okay.
So the leaders of these church organizations that want to bring in their congregation, okay? So they're bringing people into the leadership sessions, and we're laying the foundation of what apostolic entrepreneurs are, because a lot of people really don't understand the foundational truths about that. So I hope I answered your question about that.
Yeah. So, in order for someone to be a partner, is there a particular characteristic that you're looking for, or do they have to have a particular area of expertise? What
No,
exactly are you
well,
looking for?
okay, so we want frontline leaders. So what would be a frontline leader? That would be anybody that is part of leadership in the kingdom of God. Okay. Now, when you talk about apostolic, you've got fivefold ministry, right? So
Hmm.
you have apostles, and I talk about that quite extensively in my frontline leadership program. But all of the fivefold ministry gifts, just like that in ministry, because see, you've got the apostolic ministry gifts, and then you have the apostolic entrepreneur gifts as well, and they work together, but with different functions, right?
Right.
So uh, uh, what we're looking for, and I'm glad you asked that, because I was going to talk about personality traits. They First of all, they have to be have integrity. The first one I have on here is they are full of dignity. They believe in order. They are always inclined to be involved with humanitarian efforts. They believe in creating a legacy. Their focus is upon preaching ethical business rules. Their ventures have a social and ethical background, and they follow the gospels of God's path with sheer honesty. Okay,
Nice.
yeah. So, but coming into the group, we want to do congregations of people. We want to do youth groups who are entrepreneurially inclined. Okay, and all of this is because we want to partner. We're trying to get at least 300 church leaderships, and also 300 individual business owners. And when they partner with us, it's a covenant that we have together to build a network. I'm building a database. Now, hear this well. Uh, we're not coming together just to be coming together. We're coming
Hmm.
together for a purpose.
And that's what my next question was. My question was, what is the project? Because there has to be a project. There has to be a reason for the collaboration, whether it's to make sure that a country has water or make sure something is happening somewhere. What is the goal? What is the bottom line?
Okay, so I have a certificate in business management. I have a certificate in business ethics. One is from the University of Dartmouth, and the other one is from the University of New Mexico at Albuquerque. And so once it's a 6 week, it may be an 8 week session. So everybody that comes on board that does the sessions, they must attend. They can't miss. It's every other Saturday. Okay, they will get their church entity will get certificates. All right, so they'll be able to go back into their community and teach this. But we will do an agreement. There will be documentation and accountability. There will be agreements with the leaders that they will cut covenant with Doza Inc. and J Parks Consultant to be in the network. Okay, and what happens is that what we'll do is collaborate on all kinds of we have a water project in Kenya near Mombasa. We're going to be doing a 4-day festival in July in Kenya and in Uganda. It's a huge deal. Uh, we
Wow.
are, we are getting registered. Our registration in Uganda is almost finalized. Our registration in Kenya will be final the end of December. Okay, this 4-day event, we will have Entrepreneur Day, Mentorship Day. We will be going up country near Mombasa is near the coast of Kenya, where they need the help with the elevation of their water tank to get
Okay.
good, clean water. But there's all kinds of things we want to do. But being a part of the network, Crystal, what happens is after they get all this information, they get trained, et cetera, et cetera. Because in February, I'm going to be doing a Gen Z and millennial sessions for them because they are special. There's certain things you have to address with them that you may not address with a certain other group of people. Okay,
Okay.
but let me say this, if I may. The end goal is for us to come together. After all that's said and done, we're looking to do 300 church organizations, 300 individual women business owners, okay, whatever that looks like. They're going to partner with us and do a monthly donation. After
Okay.
they do a monthly donation so they can put back into the humanitarian efforts that Doza Inc. is participating in. But here's the other thing, we're connected, so they still get information, they still get we have a WhatsApp group, as a matter of fact. They'll still get lots of information and the opportunity, guess what, to partner with all the other people in the network.
Okay. So let's stop there because I can hear that it's a lot of information. So what we want to do is we want to drop some key points and some nuggets in there, like the who, what, when, and where. Give them some timeline. Give them some direction on where to go, so that if they're interested in a partnership, or if they're interested in if there's a way they can be one of those entrepreneurs on an entrepreneur day or part of entertainment, because with this short time we only have a 45-minute window, so
Right.
we won't be able to get too detailed. So let me start by asking you this. So the first thing I want to ask you is, if somebody hears this and somebody has a heart for expanding their ministry globally, they want to do something outside of their church in their local city, and they come across this, what do they need to do? Do they need to reach out to you on Facebook? Do they need to reach out to you on Instagram? Do they need to go to your website? Where do you want them to reach out to you?
They can do any of that. Because everything about frontline leadership, I have flooded social media. I flooded it on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Okay.
Okay, so give them the directive. So Facebook, where do they go on Facebook?
They can go out to Frontline Leadership, Advancing Frontline Leadership. They can inbox me there.
So
They
that's a
can.
group. Is that a page or is that
It
a
is a
group?
page. Yes, I manage about 6 different pages. Okay.
Okay, but let's keep it simple though, because we want to
Yeah.
give them specific. So the page that you want them to go to,
Yeah.
say the page name again. Say the page name again.
Advancing Apostolic Entrepreneurship.
So
And
if
it'll,
you're on Facebook, that's where we want you to go. Now, we will make sure that we put that page here for you when you come back and you watch this. So Facebook, that's going to be how you can reach out to her if you are
frontline
individual.
leadership.
Hmm.
It'll say frontline leadership.
Okay. And then on Instagram, how can they reach you?
Apostolic entrepreneur.
Okay. How about LinkedIn? On LinkedIn, if they're watching this and they have a desire to broaden their horizon, take their ministers over and get involved and collaborate with you, how do they reach out to you on LinkedIn?
J Parks Consultant. It'll say Doza Inc. It'll come right
Okay.
up.
And if someone is just trying to search and go to your website, tell them your website, please.
Uh, www.daughtersofzionarise Inc. Or they can just Google Doza Inc. and it'll come right up.
So what I'm hearing from you, Miss Park, is if someone is doing ministry, but they want to do more because they understand that their calling is much bigger, it's much wider, it's much deeper, and they're looking for partnerships and collaborations, you are a good person they should get with because if they get with you, they're going to get the opportunity to help in areas where they may not have normally found out about and then network and meet some people from all over, correct?
Yes, we're dealing with entrepreneurs, right? So these would be people in your congregation who have their own businesses. They have businesses, they're entrepreneurs. They've already shown entrepreneurship by having their own businesses. Okay. And so these are the folks we're trying to reach that we want to bring into the program. Uh, and once they do get connected, we'll be doing lots of other things once a year. See, in each country, we will do a conclave. We'll all come together and do a conclave. Uh,
Excellent. Now, is there a deadline? Like, what's the first deadline date that they would need to reach out to you by if they're interested in doing this partnership?
well, our sessions are going on. We have a session coming up on Saturday, and they can sign up for that. What happens is, and by the way, Crystal, this material, this curriculum is copyrighted and trademarked.
Okay.
Okay, so when they get ready to uh, uh, duplicate this, they get permission from us to do that, right? So this will be the second session. I would advise people to get in this Saturday because we're going to be moving. Although you'll get the notes, I have a workbook that'll be an e-workbook that everybody will have access to. But you want to get in early so you're not too far behind. Because if so, you're going to have a lot of reading to do.
So, in order to get in this Saturday, is there a fee?
Yes, there is a fee. What we're offering to the groups, the church groups that would have 100 people, it's $1,000 for all 6 sessions. For 100 people, that's like $10 a piece, right? So for 50 people, it's $500. For 25, it's 250. So that's what we're offering for the church groups for those many people, and it's all out there online as well. For the individual business owners, let's say, for instance, if you came in, you own a business, you're a sole proprietor, you don't have any staff. For all 6 sessions, it's $150, $25 per session. Okay. And what you get with that is you get an e workbook, you get 2 executive tools, critical thinking, and time management on demand.
Wow. Now, is there some type of membership that they'll get as well, Miss Parks?
That's what we discussed, the network. They'll be part of see, when you come in and partner with these sessions, what we have drawn up is a membership to the network.
Gotcha.
So whoever's the leader, whoever's the CEO or the president, they cut covenant with us, documented, they sign an agreement that they will be part of the network moving forward.
Wow. So now, are you all also in the development or pre-development stage of doing business development over in Uganda and places like that?
Yes, we're going to be doing, that's a whole nother, we're going to do an eco village. We have plans to do an eco village. They'll have community buildings there where people can come and teach. And even you, Crystal, people like you can come and broadcast from the country, like what you're doing to interview other entrepreneurs as well. What we want to do is build a whole eco village with educational buildings, teaching entrepreneurship, how to manage the money, just all kinds of things we want to do, and in Uganda and Kenya.
Wow. So this is really cool because like anybody who know that they want to reach out, but they just didn't know how to make a difference elsewhere, especially churches, they can connect with you and you can point them in the right direction and they don't have to do the legwork. They don't have to do the research. You've done it all.
Exactly.
You've done
Exactly.
it. So that's the beautiful thing about this. So listeners, if you come back and do this replay and you see this video and you belong to a church and Miss Park, you're looking for 100 members. So what if it's a small church?
No,
Do you,
300. 300 church organizations and 300 individual women business owners. Because
okay.
primarily we are trying to uplift the women community as well, but the church is a mixture, right? So we have, we want to do a church organization because, some churches have, let's say they might have 50 to.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant when I said 100. I was gonna say you're looking for 300, but what if the church only has like 100 or less members? Would they
That's
be a
fine.
good
That's
candidate as
fine.
well?
Yeah, because see, we're looking for 300 individual church organizations, right?
Got you.
300 women business owners, whether they be Gen Z or millennials. So, yeah, I mean, we're not going to discriminate about that. It's wherever how, because see, here's the thing. When they get certified, they can go back into their community and teach it. They'll have permission to teach it. But
Okay.
where the covenant comes in is the membership that we have on a monthly basis per organization would be $25 a month. I mean, but now you have to understand the currency is different in different parts of the country. But I do think that that is feasible. I think that's feasible. We came up with that. That's a feasible amount. And it's a donation. It'll be a tax exempt donation because Doza Inc. is tax exempt.
So if you're looking for a way to have some humanitarian efforts, you definitely want to get with Miss Parks because she can help you to do this. Now, Miss Parks, I hear you talking about the Gen Z and millennials a lot. Are the baby boomers and others welcome as well?
Well, yeah, that's who we. Yeah, that's of course. I mean, we're like we said, we're. I mean, we're looking for frontline leadership, whatever that looks like. Okay, so I mean, we want to be able to partner with all. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a church. And right now, let me give you an example real quick. I'm in negotiations with pastors, male and female, right, from all over, and they have connections. Because see, a lot of churches, a lot of them in connection with a group of churches, they are under umbrella of an overseer church, right? So this,
Right.
we're trying to get all of this to them too. Okay, so that's a vast amount of people, that can learn what this is really. Because see, a lot of people have been operating as an entrepreneur apostolically, and they don't even know it.
Yeah. So in other words, what you're doing is you're connecting people, you're raising funds, and you're impacting lives through these efforts. That's what you're all about. So, and you're helping to bring churches together and give them an outlet to fulfill their mission because many of them have that mission anyway. So again, what happens is, ladies and gentlemen, if you come back and you see this and you understand Janice Parks has created a way for you and your congregation as a church or as an individual ministry, you can contact her and become a part of this program. You can partnership with them, and she has everything already laid out. They have the programs, they have ways for you to get certified and do everything you need to do. She's available on all platforms on social media. She has a website, Doza Inc. She has many people that she's already partnered with from different parts of different countries. And so this is a great way for you to plan for 2023 to make a difference because this year is already gone. This year's already gone, so you can get with her for 2023 and begin to make an effort. And you can simply reach out and say, hey, Miss Park, I saw the video you did on Storytime with Crystal Bodie Smith. Tell me more, because obviously we can't tell you everything now. We can't. We're just trying to give you a little bit of information so that you can reach out and let you know that this is an individual who has integrity, who is definitely uh, reliable, professional, and thorough. I mean, a business consultant on a global level. And I'm telling you right now, if you get with Miss Parks, you won't go wrong. I've worked with her personally. I know how she operates. So this right here is totally, totally amazing, Miss Parks.
And can
I
I
was
add
at.
one more thing before we go off air?
Uh-huh.
I'm taking a U.S. team with me. Um, Mr. John Guest and Kimberly Guest are going to, he has been my audio visual guy for quite a while. We're taking a team over because we're going to be doing a medical clinic during that 4-day festival that I mentioned. We have people from Duke University that's very interested. We're going to take 2 doctors, two nurses, 2 lab technicians. So we want people to come on board, to come and go with us in July. I've been asked to do a women's conference in July in Kenya. So
What's the
look,
date? What's the dates in July?
it'll be mid-July. I haven't got the specific dates yet, but I will put them out online. We're working on that right now.
So right now, there's multiple opportunities that you have available for individuals, for business collaborations, for partnerships, for certifications, for ministry. So it sounds to me like they need to really get with you to find out how they can find out more. So, Ms. Park, I want you to give the people some kind of summation of why they would want to partner with you, because I'm sure there's a lot of different partnerships out here. There's a lot of different companies and organizations doing a lot of different things, and a lot of them may be doing well. So, what makes your efforts different, and why should they partner with J Park Consulting in this effort?
Well, primarily because Doza Inc. Is an organization that has set out to because really when you think about it, we are solution orientated people. When you talk about kingdom entrepreneurs, we have a solution. And so we have a solution for getting clean water, for there's a big drought in Kenya right now, upcountry, north of Nairobi. We want to help get, just some of the simple things we have in the United States. We take things for granted, but we need to get food to those babies. We need to provide, we want to get these people out of the slums. That's why we want to do the eco village. We want to educate them. And we have various partnerships that will teach teach a business that they can create funds and revenue to take care of their families. This
Hmm.
is why we want a partnership. We want to take
Wow.
care of people. We want to help people.
And it's so genuine. It's so authentic, and I know that it's coming from a beautiful place. And I just thank you for sharing that, and I'm grateful to be able to help you to get that word out. This is just one of many, and we could do some promotional stuff, and we could really get together and come up with some stuff so we can let people know more, because
Yes.
of course in one segment you just can't give them everything, but we wanted them to be introduced to you, and
Right.
then we can let them know there is an opportunity,
Yes.
there is an availability,
Yes.
there is accountability, you know, and there is validation here if they are to partner with you and reach out to you, and they can do some amazing things in 2023 abroad. So I want to encourage you, if you come back here and you see Miss J Parks, make sure you reach out to her. Make sure you go back and you share this with some ministers, share this with people who like to go abroad and they like to get involved and they're searching for projects. What about some students that we get ready to come to a close? I got to ask you this. What about students who like to study abroad and do things like that? Are there opportunities for them as well?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we have a youth and young women's and girls enrichment program that we have right now. We're trying to build that up. We have three young women. That's a whole nother show that we could do.
Yes, yes, I
Okay.
imagine so.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well,
And
I just wanted to
yeah.
put it out there just to see if it was
Oh yeah,
availability.
oh yeah. We want, as a matter of fact, I reached out to a college today
Wow,
about bringing some of their students on board. We would be glad to have them come go with us in July.
wow.
I, I
So
need I need an assistant. I need someone who's real savvy. I'm taking my granddaughter with me, but I could always use another person that's wanting to help because we're going to need volunteers for a lot of things.
So you need volunteers, and there might be some internship. There might be some opportunities for assistance. You heard it, guys. Listen, we're gonna get ready to get out of here because we know
Okay,
that we can't tie you up. But let me ask you this: what do you want to leave the people with to let them know the importance of this? Because this is important. This is impacting lives. What have you found out that really makes you want to be so passionate about this? And what can you tell the people that maybe make them reconsider and buy into this?
well, if the last 4 years hasn't taught you anything about having alternative options, okay, we need to be able to invest. We want to buy land in Africa. We want to build communities. We want to have revenue in Africa and other places, right? But if I could leave a word to the people, just know that there's going to be, that we're in a shift. And
Mm.
the shift is to shift your thinking. The shift is to shift out of where you are now and think more global.
You heard what she said, y'all. It's action. You got to take action to begin to shift. And the only way you can do that is to get with people such as Miss Parks who can help you to make that happen. Miss Parks, I want to thank you so much for just providing this information. We're going to have to get back with you again. We may have to do something on a regular basis because you have so much that you're offering. We may need to come up with a way, just like sometimes I do with Miss Rowland with the insurance. We may have to come up with a way to just maybe do in parts because you have so much that is happening, and that way we can really dive into the, them in parts.
Sure.
And today is just about really introducing you and letting people know what you have, putting it out there to let them want to follow up and hear more. Because a lot of time you have to start somewhere, so you have to put it out there
Right.
so they hear more.
Right.
So I want to thank you for your time today. I appreciate you. I love you, and I respect you, and I know that this is going to be dynamic. I need to see if my schedule permits and how I can get involved. I know you brought it to me before, and we need to discuss it again to see. And I know we talked about some of my affiliates that I work with and how they can get involved, but I can't speak for nobody else, but I can see if there's
They
something I
can
can
give
do.
as well, Crystal. I mean, if people can't go, if you can't go, give. We have a
Okay.
GoFundMe page. We have a fundraiser out on Facebook as well.
What's the what's the
Doza
page?
Inc. Doza
Hmm.
Inc. out on Facebook has a fundraiser, and we have a GoFundMe page as well
Okay.
uh, out
So
there.
we'll put that link. It'll be a part of this. We will make sure that we give you the necessary links. When you come back and you see this posted, we will make sure we have those links for you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our
Thank
time. We
you.
got to get out of here.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Miss Park. Thank you so much. We will be sharing this out to so many people. So many people. My other devices were totally tripping, so that's why I never did log on to Instagram. But they're gonna Instagram is gonna get it as well too. I just was gonna go tell them live, but sometimes God is in control, so I don't question it. When things happen, I just go with the flow.
Right.
But the right people will get it at the right time, and
Great.
we'll make sure that the word gets out on what you're doing. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
We
much.
appreciate what you're doing, and we know
And you
that
as
we're going to
well.
change lives. And ladies and gentlemen, you've heard from J Parks Consulting, Doza Inc. Go look her up. Go follow her. Follow her on all platforms, and tell them you heard it from Storytime. And we'll see you next time. We'll be back here on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. All right. Everybody have an amazing day and keep hope alive. God bless you. I'm Crystal Bodie
Bless
Smith,
you.
your Hope Catalyst. My mission is to stir up the gift, instill hope, and save lives. You heard from J. Park Consultant, and we'll be back next time. Have a blessed evening. Bye bye.